do you think you can demonstrate your default comping style for progressions you played tonight at the reduced speed? So I played quite a few things tonight. Is there a particular one you're referencing, Venus? Particular song or thing that I did?
Any is good. Whatever
Anyone?
comes to you. Any is good.
So I like to think of comping for more, when I use the term comping, I like to think of more up-tempo style, because I think of comping as a way of playing blocked chords in a rhythmic way. So if I'm doing something up-tempo, whether it be blues, jazz, rock, then I'll have different comping pattern. So if I'm doing like the What a Mighty God, like, oh, what a mighty God we serve. Oh, what a mighty God we serve. Angels the comping pattern is tricky. Why? Because it's constantly changing the way I'm playing it. I'm trying to see if I can simplify. Because the thing is, there isn't anything necessarily, it's not like a repeated pattern that I'm just looping. I'm listening for like places, gaps that I can slip that comping in. Because I'm thinking of the bass as that constant walking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 2. So you find that oftentimes it's dropping on the and 1, 2, 4, and 3, so I'm almost like emulating horns, the way you'd see a horn section function in the jazz band. And this is where, again, the listening comes in, because it's kind of something you learn through listening. I never really learned it by sitting down and charting out rhythmically where and when they're dropping these lines. I just spend hours listening to these songs, listen to how guitarists comp when they're playing, where they're putting it. So it becomes a feel. I'm not thinking about it too mathematically about the rhythmic displacement. It's just a feel, and I go, oh, see, they put it there and they jab there, and then I would go home and try to replicate it. Or in this case, you sit at the keyboard while you're doing it. Right? It's a feel kind of vibe. It's not mathematically calculated. So when I'm playing, and you keep it going like that. It's really a feel at this point for me, and it comes from years of just listening heavily to these kind of songs. That's really how I learned comping patterns. That's sort of the easiest way I can explain it, because I can't say I have ever sat and slowed down a song and try to replicate its comping pattern. I don't think I've ever done that in my life, because I try to understand it from a more holistic feel approach, and then I just kind of practice it on my own till I kind of get the vibe, right? Because I know they're playing in the cracks between the ands. It's a jab and go thing. This is particularly for this more bluesy, gospely, jazzy style of playing. And then we have different genres of music. Now, I was born and raised in the islands, so I kind of had to learn patterns for that. So like or so, you know, different patterns for different style as it relates to genres of music. But I know the sort of the traditional gospel bluesy style is more common for what we do here in the States.